Radio. Shout it.
What's happening? It's your boy B-Hop Radio. Shout in, stepping in the building. I got my fam in this thing. Carbon 15. What's good with it, bro?
What's up, B-Hop?
Man, feeling good, feeling great. Now, I mean, Carbon, for those that don't know, man, can you do a quick rundown of what it is that you done did in this game and who you done brought to it, man?
Oh, man. I would first have to start when I first fell in love with music back in early 2000. My partners in Macon, they had a collective called GHPP, Gangsters, Hustlers, Pimps, and Players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from there, my good close friend of mine, he created the Mud Hole, which is a production company, Mud Hole Productions, and we put together some songs, and it came out pretty dope.
Yeah.
And during that time, I had ran into DJ Drummer some kind of way. I think it was DJ Hershey. DJ Hershey.
Drum, Hershey, both of them boys.
DJ Hershey connect my big bro up, and then we started bumping into DJ Drummer, and then we did our like official gangster grills straight out of Macon. DJ Drummer hosted it. It was maybe like 18, 22 songs on there, and that's when I really felt like, man, I love this music. I could really do something with this music, and just being the people person that I am, I can walk in any room and get to the bread and butter.
Come on now.
mean? So that was the beginning of me, just falling in love with music. That's where Billy Slum comes from. Wolf, 6'4". We had a lot of talented people down that way, and we would see Lil J back then. We would see Jeezy back then. Because we were from another side. He was over here on the other side.
Yeah.
And then once we all started moving from Macon to Atlanta, and we started moving around, I would bump into him into the clubs, and one day I bumped into him. I was with another one of my good friends, and he said, jump in the car. So we jump in the car, we ride around, and he's playing me. This one he had the double CD, so he playing me the CD for me, And so at the end of the night, he asked me, he was like, so we run through the CD, what you think? I was like, man, it's a couple on there I like.
Yeah.
Just a couple. He look at me like, a couple? I'm like, yeah, there's a couple on there I like. He said, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So, we kept moving, and he was like, I'm going to catch up with you, and I just kept going because we were doing our own thing and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he ended up dropping Streets Is Watching. And I bumped into him again with that same partner. He was looking at me like, yeah, what's up now? I was like, yeah, all right, you got it. You doing pretty good. You doing pretty good. And from that point on, we just started clicking. And, he was like, man, you have an ear for this. You going to be my A&R.
Ooh.
I'm like, what's an A&R? At that point in time, I didn't know none of that. I was just around just, giving my true passion and what I thought about the music and how it sounded at the time. I didn't realize what an A&R was.
Exactly.
Until he said, "Are you gonna be my A&R?" I was like, "Okay, cool." Him and Kinky B, that's all they would say. All right, Carb, you got an ear for it now. What you gonna do? That's what they would say. So from that point on, we just, if you go back and look at Trap or Die, the DVD, he's in the studio making the records. I'm standing right behind him, and he's, he's rapping it, and I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? You got to go back and pull it up. You'll be like, oh, that is Carbon right there.
Yeah.
And that's when he said, hey, yo, Carbon, where you at, my nigga?
Yeah.
That's what he said on one of the tracks on the CD, and that was like what brought me to the forefront as Carbon, because everybody knew me as Sean or Bone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when he put that connotation on, it just took it up a whole nother level. And, that's when I just started honing in on what an actual A&R is.
Okay. We talking about this Trap or Die, man.
Mm-hmm.
Putting that project together, what was that like at that time? And did y'all feel like that shit was going to go down in history as one of the greatest mixtape projects to ever touch down?
When I first started going to the studio with Jeezy, Trap or Die was pretty much done. Mm-hmm. It was pretty much done. He just respected my ear and what I was saying, and if I was going to tell him the real or whatnot. A lot of people get around people and they'll sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? No, not me.
Yeah.
We moving around. My people know your people. We do what we do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This how I feel about it. You know what I mean? So I hadn't started moving around and I hadn't started working into the industry at that point. He just knew what I could do.
Yeah.
So when he said that, Carbon, where you at? Now everybody like, why is he saying your name? You know what I mean? And it just went from there. And I just started building relationships and making my name, level up to what he had going on in the music.
Exactly.
I just kept bringing new producers, new videographers, like whatever it was, I would just go out and bring it back to the team.
Yeah. So what was that like for you when you was getting your A&R on, man? And for those that don't understand exactly what it is that an A&R does, can you break that down to
Yeah, A&R, that's when you take care of the artist and his repertoire, you know what I mean, of music. You're going to make sure you're going to link the artist with other artists. You're going to link them with producers. You're going to link them with anything that makes that artist better. Writers, anything, you know what I mean? Endorsements, anything you can bring to the table, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I looked at it upon. That was my way to, come from Macon, get with this situation and build up my brand. You know what I mean? So A&R, you have to have an ear for the music, and you have to not be afraid to tell what you think of the music, no matter who is sitting in front of you or who's playing the music.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line. And and you have to know how to, know what's new, know what's hot. You know what I mean? That's an A&R, in my opinion.
Were there ever any times where you was hearing some music and you was thinking about the person that was in front of you and you was gonna say, hey man, that shit whack?
Yeah, a couple times. Even with him.
Man.
It happened a couple times, like, nah, I don't like that one.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like per se, it could be a whole song or something. It just might be something he said, or it might just be his sound with that beat. It's a special thing. You know what I mean? It's a special thing.
What songs and what tracks did you lay your ear on that you felt like this is about to go?
Man, it's a lot of them, man. We did a lot of great records together, man. I would have to say when I first heard Soul Survivor, I was like, wow, because it was just so easy.
Yeah,
it was just so easy for him to get in there and just spill it out.
Exactly. As you started to see the movement grow, man, what things changed in the elevation of what it was that y'all was doing? Because, I mean, like you say, both of y'all coming out of MacTown with it. You find yourselves in the A-Town getting busy. Now you got this Trap or Die movement going all the way up. Thug Motivation, it's time for it. What was going through your mind when the movement started moving hard?
When I'm going to get some sleep. Like at one point in time, man, like from 2005 to 2008, it was nonstop.
Shit.
It's crazy. It was crazy, just nonstop. B market, C market, A market. You know what I mean? Then you there, you in Vegas with Jay-Z, Puff, 50. Then you back in the trenches with the homies. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, man.
What was going through your mind when you found yourself in Vegas with 50, Puff, and Jigga Man?
And he was up there kicking it on the stage, and me and a couple of the homies, we down in the floor, we having drinks and just looking and just soaking it all up. It's like, wow, we in here.
Yeah.
We from Bibb County. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we in Vegas, and they telling them, hey, no, get away from, this is their area, move. They telling the people, this is where we supposed to be at. So it's like, that was, that let me know, that further let me know you can do anything. I wasn't, and I'm not a rapper. You know what I mean? I handle business.
Exactly.
I put people together. So for me putting people together, I can get anywhere from that. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's how I was feeling. I seen the picture the other day, and I was talking to somebody, my partner Nuvo, and the picture was up, and I was like, yeah, I was there that night. She was like, what? You need to tell that story. I was like, man, maybe one day. You know what I mean? I was there, and just talking about Vegas, that was the night. That was the picture that was on the internet that she was talking about in reference and whatnot. It's just, no, man, I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot with these eyes, man.
What was it like putting people together? What time was it that you was trying to put a play together that you felt like you was having the most difficult time to get it together, and you was the most rewarded from making it happen?
difficult. You know, it took a long time. People won't realize it, but it took a minute for Jeezy and Boosie to get together.
What?
It just took a minute. Like, we were saying, hey, man, like, Boosie that. And he was like, yeah, I fuck with bro. But it just had to come to fruition. You know what I mean? But when it finally came to fruition and we actually kicked it in, Boosie, that was an obstacle. But it came together. And they got real cool after that. And, you know, Boosie's still my buddy right now to this day. So I think Boosie was a good one. That's a good guy right there.
Being in the industry, man, as a mover and shaker at that time, what was the industry like? Because that was another era that was just off the damn chain. You got BMF doing their thing over there. You got music in Atlanta just on the rise and just really dominating on Smash. What was that like being in that mix?
It was real cliquish, man. It was real clicked up back in the days, man. Like, you know, it was crazy, man. You would walk in, like, we would come in and we would just, and then once we get in our area and we get set up, you could just look out and you just see Atlanta. You know, people would really come out and support the movement back then. You could just see a lot of people. Like, if you go back and see, and then what video, it was, the whole Atlanta was in the, you had D4L, you had the Franchise Boys. You know what I mean? You had a lot of people just supporting. You had a lot of people just supporting what was going on. So back then, the music scene in Atlanta, like, they were more together back then than they are now. But the music scene, for, like I said, from 2005 to 2008, it was one machine. And then from 2008 to 2012, it was another type of influence came in, because then Meech, they were gone. You know what I mean? Here comes Future. Here comes, you know, the new movements. You know what I mean? And 2 Chainz and Young Thugs, and you know, it just everything evolved. Rich Homie, and that's how, you know, and I also started evolving. I started getting my name in the mix with all of those young guys. You know what I mean? I got relationships with all of them.
Exactly.
Still to this day. So, you know, it's like the music scene in Atlanta is what you make it. Like, you can get in here and you can become somebody. You can get in here, you can be a promoter. You can do so much in Atlanta, man, from this music shit, man.
Answer me this, though, Carbon. How much of a role do you feel like BMF played in the Atlanta music scene?
Oh, my bad.
No, you good.
In the Atlanta music scene, I think they played a role in an era of the Atlanta music scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Atlanta is legendary already.
Facts.
You know, with the organized noise and even Ghetto Mafia, and you know
already know
Atlanta was already legendary, but for that era, for that however long that run was, they played a heavy role in it. Played a heavy role in it. But like I said, after their demise or whatnot, it just turned into a different type of music. You know, those were get money guys. And now everybody they still getting money, but they having a lot of time. They partying. You know what I mean? Everything is like party now. You know, it's nothing where you know, back then, you know, you had to be a real one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was what everybody portrayed, you know, and that's kind of why I just got away from the word real and created the Rare Individual brand, because people were just like, they were running into the ground, and standing on that real, you got to live it. You can talk it, you can rap it, but when it's your turn to live it,
you got to stand up.
And you know, I just witnessed that during that time. Now, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
People just play for propaganda, play for whatever they can catch off social media. They just trying to play a wave. You know what I mean? They taking the lingo and turning it into a song. You know what I mean? Like, it's different now. It's different now. Back then, you had to stand on morals. In that era, you had to stand on it. You had to. That's how he became so big, because that BMF stamped him.
Yeah.
Of course, he was already doing his thing, but when the biggest street biggest in the game, whatever you want to call it, when they say, hey, this our man, it's kind of like when everybody in the streets, they look at it like, oh, wow, he's him.
What was
You
it
know what I
like
mean?
moving through the city? And then what were those nights like in the strip club when the money went in the air and the parties just got ridiculous? Because I've heard DJs tell me, yeah, I've been in the strip club DJing for a long time, but I never saw it rain until that BMF era.
Yeah, they did. They used to go crazy, man. They used to go crazy, man. Back in my day,
Yeah.
them boys used to go crazy, man. Like you would, you know, whatever club you can think of back then, Jazzy T's was famous. They would go crazy in Jazzy T's. They would go crazy everywhere. Back before people knew them, they would go crazy in Gentleman's Club. I used to see him go crazy in Gentleman's Club. The man, I guess he just got a thrill from that shit. I guess he's the LeBron James of that shit before LeBron James. Free Big Meech, by the way. And
Already.
everybody else who locked down with him and everybody else, you know, my people that I touch hands with. My partner Smurf, he just had a birthday the other day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, you know. Might see a lot of my people, man, you know.
What is that like when you look back on that time, man? Because, see, that's another question that I want to ask. All of them boys was free. All of them boys was alive. And when you look fast forward 15 years later, a lot of folks ain't free and a lot of folks ain't alive, man. So, I mean, how does that impact your psyche when you look back on them times, when you remember them nights and them studio sessions of them days in the hood, and them folks ain't nowhere to be found right now?
Yeah. It lets you know you made the right decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You made the right decisions. You kind of tried to stay away from all of the rah-rah. You know, yeah, you lived in the streets. You did what you've done. But when you look up and you realize that, dang, 15 years ago, it was different. You know what I mean? 10 years ago, it was different.
Yeah.
5 years ago, it was different. It is somewhat shocking, you know, but I guess you get numb to it after so long. You realize it's like people gonna do what they got to do, regardless for the money. So
Yeah.
once they go for what are they going for the money? They gonna do what they got to do. They gonna feed their kids. They gonna live
Facts.
how they want to live. So it's kind of like some people get smart and stay under the radar, and some people, you know, bring the murder and mayhem in. You know,
My God.
and that's when it gets crazy. I truly believe those guys will still be here right now if they just was a little bit more cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't even him. Sometimes it's just the people that just be around and just they not going for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I feel that. So now talk to me about the CTE time, man. You watching the label blow up. When do you feel like it reached its peak, and what do you feel like happened in a decline?
See, that's the thing. We never reached our peak.
Damn.
We never reached our peak. I mean, we were on the uprise. Like we re-released Cold Summer,
Yeah.
USDA Cold Summer, and we were going up. Even though the label, well, they released it as an authorized mixtape, it was an album, you know, and we sold 500,000 copies and way more, 500,000 plus, and we didn't even have real videos back then, like, you know, Slick P and Blood Raw. People knew who they were, but they couldn't point them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like right people, just wrong situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We never, even after USDA, and we brought in, you know, Freddie and J-Dub, you know, we had a lot of acts. You know what I mean? It's just right people, wrong situation. You know what I mean? And I kind of, when people ask me, that's just what I have to tell them.
Yeah.
We never really reached our peak because, you know, it started being about one thing instead of about what it started out as, the movement, you know? And there you have it.
When you decided to go your own separate way, man, and you split, what was that like with you when you said, okay, we done did our thing, we done had our run, now it's time for me to go and do what I do?
Yeah, it's like bittersweet. You know what I mean? You looking at it like, dang, boy, we had a run.
Yeah.
But I gotta start over. I gotta go do me. I gotta bring it to the life. I gotta stand for what I believe in all the way this time, and no turning my head to stuff that I know ain't right. None of that no more. We're gonna walk this way from now on out, you know? So it was bittersweet. Like, I never had a real bad time.
Yeah.
Because at my lowest, that's when I realized, like, dang, I got to start my own. I gotta. And that brought me, I started my first LLC started in 2012, C15 Music Management LLC. That was my first LLC in 2012. Because I was building for the future. That was 2012. I didn't move on until 2014. 2012, I started seeing, like, man, this is what I gotta start doing. So I started building my relationships and, I never took on what they took on. You know what I mean? I'm always moving around. I'm carving. I'm messing with this person. I'm with this person because I know in the future I'm gonna have to eventually stand on my own too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I just was always prepared for it. I always prepared for it.
What was the issue between Jeezy and Freddie?
I really don't know. You have to ask Jeezy that. I really don't know. I couldn't speak on that, period, because he just called one day and he was like, yo, how did it go? He was like, I'm about to sign some new acts, man. We just gonna go forward, man. We still family, but we just gonna go forward, man. And I was like, okay, cool. What does that mean? Like, yeah, man, I need you to get Gibbs on the phone, man, so I can. I'm like, nah. You can't get on the phone with him. You got to chop it up with him, man to man, chop it up with him, handle the business, Whatever you got to say, just chop it up with him. And I think however that conversation, because I wasn't privy to that conversation. They sat, they talked amongst each other. And when Gibbs came back, he was like, yo, it's a wrap. I'm about to move forward, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
So whatever went on in that conversation, it didn't pan out the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like I did everything in my right mind, in my power to make it work. You know what I mean? I went out and I discovered he was already talented, but he ran across my eyes. When he ran across my eyes, I'm like, whoa, he's that guy. So bring him out here to Atlanta.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I put him on the plane. I got him out here ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, Carbon, you out here doing your own thing, man. You cranking up the rare individuals.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like when you went on ahead and said, okay, I'm about to step away from the machine and I'm about to start over in this thing?
Mm-hmm. So that's what it was. Like I told you, it was the fake real. Mm-hmm. It had got to me, it got up under my skin so bad. I was like, man, I gotta create something for us, for the people who say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it on my time. Yeah. But I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I wanted to create something for us so you can put it kind of like put a circle around the people who, really stand up, individuals, you know what I mean? So it started with I created my management group, the Rare Individual Group. Mm-hmm. It started with that. And then I'm just like, what could I do to just still get the brand out there more? Mm-hmm. And that brought the Rare Individual brand, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I just started making T-shirts, hoodies, sweatsuits, socks, whatever with my brand on it, because I just believe it's millions of us, billions of us born rare, not perfect,
Facts.
Born rare. You know what I mean? So I just got to put a circle around us.
Exactly.
Around the rare individuals.
So now you moving on and you still got one foot in the industry as well, working with folks, man. What was that like working with different artists outside of Jeezy and helping their career out?
Yeah, man, like since 2014, let's see, I worked with Spody. Free Spody.
That's my dog, man.
I still work with him. That's my boy.
You know what? Spode could be the GOAT if he could just stay out of damn jail.
Oh, my
Spode would be the GOAT in this thing, man.
Spody, man, that boy super. That boy, what they call it, he's uber talented.
Mm-hmm.
You hear what I'm telling you? Mm-hmm. Uber talented. So he was one of the first people I started working with. That's Slick's first cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
Slick's first cousin.
What up, though, Uday?
Yeah, he's back around here too. But Slick called. He was like, "Yo, that's my cousin, man. Whatever y'all can do, man, y'all link up." So I linked up with Spody, and we started building. Spody, little brother Haitian. He's a little young cat out of Fort Valley, Georgia. He's pretty dope. And then I ran into Lil Freaky. And you know, we started building, man. And back in 2017, we started building, and we went. You know, he got a single deal for his Drip Set song with Interscope Records. We never talked about it, but he had a real deal, single deal with Interscope Records. We fulfilled that.
Yeah.
And now he's just out here moving around doing the boss thing independently. Yeah. You know, and I work with this kid named Hollywood YC. He's from the West
I know YC. Yeah.
Man, he on the way.
Okay.
He on the way.
Okay.
And but to answer your question, working with those guys and comparing it, not even comparing it, just having the experience and been through what I've been through on that side, and you know, in my previous situation, it gives me a boost because everything they bring to me or everything that we talk about, I've seen it already 2 times over. Yeah. You know, they call me upset about a graphic designer don't want to do something. I've seen that 30 times. Look, let me talk to him for you. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just seen it 10 times over. So it just helps me see. It just helps me help them. You know, and when I'm helping somebody with like management or consulting, I just want to give them everything that I got. Yeah. Everything that I got. You know?
So now, when it comes to what your eyes have seen, though, Carbon, what is it that you've seen that you'll never forget?
See, you got to understand, man. When it comes to that, man, I hate to keep going back to that, but we was up in Summer Jam. Summer Jam one of these years, man. I can't remember. We went to Summer Jam. That man brought Jay-Z on the stage, bro. Listen to me. I won't forget that. Let's see what I want. Like linking up with Boosie, linking up with BG, like all these guys, I got real relationships with these guys. Yeah. You know, like still to this day. My God. You know what I mean? Like BG just wrote me maybe about 6 months ago. He wrote me back when I wrote him. You know, it just having these relationships and, you know, building the network that I built. You know, it's just certain shit that I just never will forget. That's why you never hear me talk bad about none of that, because I did a lot. I met a lot of good people through this situation. A lot of people became my mentors. A lot of people that, you know, did a lot for me in this industry. You know what I mean? And still look out for me to this day. Exactly. So it's a lot I won't never forget. Pimp C calling my phone, I won't never forget.
Oh, you got to tell me about the Pimp Carbon. Come on, man.
You know, they had a situation.
Oh, my God.
I had to fan so many fires, man. I had to fan so many fires. So, you know,
break down that Pimp C situation, though, Carbon. I got to know about that one, bro.
Man, you know, Pimp C was upset, man. He was upset. He was upset. But he wasn't hostile. These are his exact words. He called my phone. Hey, man. They say you who I need to talk to, man. I said, what's going on? First, Pimpin' Ken called my phone. It was Pimpin' Ken. He called my phone first. He was like, hey, man, the pimp want to holler at you, man. I said, shit, Ken, I'm talking to the pimp. He said, no, the pimp, man. He said, pimp, man, Pimp C. I said, oh, shit. Pimp C get on the phone. First thing he said, hey, man, look, man, I'm not hostile, man. I'm not hostile. But I need to speak with your man. They said, you who I need to talk to. I said, well, let me try to get him on the phone for you right quick, OG. He said, yeah, man, because you know how it's going right now, man. I don't like how it's going right now. I need to talk to him. Again, I wasn't privy to that conversation. I just put them together and let them talk about what they talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah. And somehow they smoothed it out and everything got back to what it was. But the pimp was mad for a long time. For a few months, he was mad. Or no, it might didn't go on that long. It probably didn't go that long. But they had some. He went on the radio in an interview and he just went off. Yeah. You know. But yeah, he definitely called my phone and said, man, listen, man, I'm not hostile, man, but I need to speak to your man.
Talk to me about having to be a buffer, though, 15. Being that buffer, because that's the thing about it, too, with artists and stuff like that. Ain't nobody about to be able to get the Jeezy, okay? But they could damn sure get the Carbon 15. Yeah. So what is that like with folks blowing up your phone, asking and I need, and then you got folks like the pimp saying, I need, and that's a different kind of need than a hood need. Yeah. So you filtering all of this stuff at one time. What has that experience been like?
It's a gift. It was a gift and a curse. It was a gift and a curse because you got to deal with everything. You got to deal with the homies. You got to deal with the industry. You got to deal with the people that, you know, that really don't matter, but they matter to the situation. You know what I mean? For the time being, you got to give them theirs. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy, man. Like when dude don't want to do something, or he not feeling the situation, or we late, like we were always late. You know, it's something that you gotta go and you just gotta have it in you to just be able to talk to people and just you know.
Yeah.
It's just something that my mama gave it to me, my grandmama gave it to me, man, my pops. You know, I don't know. I just know how to talk to people, man, and I'm a people person. Mm-hmm. And I don't mind playing that role, you know what I mean, just as long as the respect is always there. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can get caught up in it and let's just say if a situation goes left and you're in the middle and you the middleman. You know what I mean? And I was in the middleman in a lot of situations. You know what I mean? And one situation went left with a guy here in Atlanta, and it just and because I brought it to the table. Well, I didn't bring it to the table. You know what I mean? It was other people around pushing it too, but I had his ear at the point in time. I'm like, man, let's do these songs, man. Yeah. Let's do these songs with bro. They hard. Let's link up with them. And back then, Club Miami was crazy. Yeah. Man, them boys came to Club Miami one day, and my boy had this song called Throw It Up. They went crazy. They went crazy. So we sit in the club, we watching. And it's duct tape. It's a whole duct tape. Alley Boy Bank. And we just watching them. I'm like, man, them boys it right there.
Yeah, what up, though, Alley?
You know what I'm saying?
Bank, what's happening?
So we watching them and shit. We watching them, we paying attention. Me and King like, man, them niggas hard, cuz. I'm like, yeah, they are hard. Yeah. So we going on. And, you know, we had Baby J. Baby J was with us back
What up, though, Jay?
So Jay, she introduced me to him, and it just went from there. Yeah. I just started building my relationship on him on my own. So I kind of brought them together, and the shit, it kind of went left a little bit. Yeah. And I ended up having to get in the middle of that shit, smooth it out. But at the end of the day, it didn't have nothing to do with me. Yeah. But I still ended up in rap songs. I still ended up in the middle of shit that I had nothing to do with. I'm just in the middle of this shit, the liaison, the consigliere, whatever you want to call it. That's what I was doing. So I'd end up in the middle of shit. But, you know, shout out Bank, shout out Ellis, shout out Trouble, all them boys. Yeah. You know, everybody grow and they move past it. Exactly. You know what I mean? But that's just the type of shit where you were saying, like, when you in the middle being a buffer, a liaison, that's the type of shit. But sometimes it go all good. Yeah. But there are those instances where it just don't always work out. Exactly. You know?
Now, as a guy that's been in the game all this time, what was your favorite time in the game, though, 15?
My favorite time in the game was when we was on our USDA run and from 2017 up until now. Because, you know, from 2014 to 2016, I was just moving around, you know, working with Spody, Brother Haitian, you know, still got my producers, you know, trying to land whatever I can land and whatnot. But 2017, when I started working with Freaky, we got in the studio. We was in the studio every day. Yeah. Every day. You know what I mean? And then we were at my old stomping grounds. Back then it was called Dirty South. Now it's called Blue Room. Yeah. So it's like I'm at home. You know what I mean? So we in there working, we grinding, and this kid, he going crazy, man. Yeah. And one day he said, bro, I sent the song to Pluto, bro. He sent it back the same day. I said, what? Play the song. He played Drip Set for me. And I listened to it. I'm like, whoa, that shit crazy. Yeah. And then guess what he said? He said, but check this though. But he want to shoot the video. I said, you ready to shoot the video? He said, yes.
My God.
So on Tuesday, Wednesday, they recorded the song. Mm-hmm. On Saturday, we shot the video. And 2 months later, Interscope calling. Hey, we need y'all.
Okay, so now I'm about to jump back in here right quick, Carbon. For those that don't know, when you talk about Pluto, you talking about Future.
Yeah, I'm talking about Future.
But that cosign got that young man an Interscope deal real quick, and the man turned around with a feature and a damn video real quick. Can you talk about rare individuals?
That's why I'm telling you, that's the rare individual group. That's why I said Spody, Hollywood YC, Lil Freaky, you know, myself and the brand, you know, that's what we doing. I told you I'm putting a circle around the rare individuals. Exactly. The people that I believe in. Slum, Billy Slum, you know what I mean? It's a lot more, and forgive me if I didn't say y'all name, but that's the rare individual group. That's what it's all about. So it's like, that's when you say what was my favorite. This is one of this now. What I'm doing now is my favorite time because they all listen to me. It's not like oh man, Carbon. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They don't. Of course they have their own thoughts, but when we talk about shit, they be like, yeah, Carbon, you right. Yeah. They not just trying to bump heads with me. Now if they have their own opinions, certain stuff they don't always go smooth. It don't always gonna go this way, but it's fun now because there's no stress.
Exactly.
It's no stress at all.
What was it like dealing with the stress, though, Carbon?
I just got good at it, man.
Because, see, that's another thing that I talk about just the industry in general. Folks see the glitz and the glamour and the fun, the bottles popping, the strippers, the club, the concerts and the shows, the studio sessions, but they don't understand that behind the scenes, it's going the fuck down.
Yeah, they don't understand that shit. Before this, man, one year, bro, was he performed like 3 or 4 times at the BET Awards when they had it in Atlanta. Yeah, that shit was crazy. But it looked good, though. When y'all see it on TV and what we doing, yeah, it look good, but y'all just don't know. Yeah, and all them birthday bashes, we had 200 people coming in with us. Stressful, man. Stressful. Then we got to bring Wayne, Kanye, Akon. It be crazy, bro. Like, shit crazy, man. So now, to doing it now in this element with Freaky and going around and being back in the mix on Pluto, that's what I call it. Once you get on Pluto, it's a different world. Like home,
exactly,
it's just different. So we've been moving around. We worked the song. We were in LA, Miami, moving wherever we went with Pluto, like on his birthdays and the Versace Mansion and Atlanta, Future City. He took over. So it's just like, I've been in that era. Now I'm in this era. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's why I said it's fun. This is one of my fun times.
What do you think is the difference between that era and this era right now?
These kids getting money. They way richer.
Damn.
Yeah, they way richer. These boy getting rich fast, man. Telling you, man, these boy. I think I just seen Moneybag. He just bought another Lambo truck. These boys getting rich, man. You hear what I'm telling you? They getting rich fast, man. And a lot of them. There's a lot of kids out here, man, with millions of streams and hundreds of thousands of followers. You never heard of them.
Facts. So now let's get into that side of the game, though, man. Can you break down this new digital age for those that's trying to break into it and they thinking that, man, I want to do the old school radio way, but you thinking, hey, man, you can make a lot of money online, fool.
Yes, you can, man. And what brought me to realize that, like I always knew the internet was powerful, right? But I think it was 2018 or something. We went to New York with Freaky, and he had this record with Hugo Boss, and they brought him out at Fool's Gold. Fool's Gold is DJ A-Track. He's a big DJ up in New York, man. He's dope. And he has this event called Fool's Gold where he brings out different acts, underground, online, like SoundCloud rappers. But listen to me, man. We went there and they brought Freaky out. He did the song with Hugo, then he did his Drip Set record. But we stayed and we watched. I seen acts like Comethazine, Jungle Pussy, Young Baby Tate. Yeah.
Jungle Pussy?
Yeah, it's a female. But listen to what I'm telling you. We was in New York at the Knockdown Center. We was in New York at the Knockdown Center, man, Queens. This girl had 1,000 people rapping her shit word for word. I never heard of her till that day.
My God.
Comethazine, I never heard of him till that day. Look them up, though. When you after the show, look them up. You're going to be like, wow, who are these people?
Exactly.
But they're huge, man. That's what I'm saying. You got to, nowadays, that's why I say these kids get rich fast.
Yeah.
Because they got the internet. It's billions of people on the internet. Kodak Black got one song with 60 billion streams, man. That's just one song on YouTube. 60 billion, man. Woo. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. So that's the difference from that era and this era. These kids getting money fast.
Where do you see it going from now?
And it's still rap, hip hop, whatever. You know what I mean? It's still very powerful. But now you got kids like Jack Harlow.
Yep.
You got females.
Now, what up, though?
You got Meg Thee Stallion.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got young chicks that's taking over really now. Like now, the next decade, this all about the females.
Yeah.
The next couple of decades is all about the females. They taking over. You know what I mean? That's where it's headed to. That's why you see people like Jay-Z started it. Let me get what Beyonce in. we gonna get together and we gonna make each other go up.
That's right.
And now in this era, you got Offset and Cardi B. You know
Facts,
what I mean? Like,
facts.
yeah, let's do this, babe. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people doing that. You know what I mean? Big Sean and Jane. You know, it's a lot of people doing that. You know what I mean?
As an A&R, Carbon, who were the people that you looked up to that did what you did, and who gave you the game?
Oh man, rest in peace, man. Shakir Stewart, man.
My God.
That's the only person. Him and Coach K. Those are
Coach.
Those are the only people I ever saw. Besides myself, look, man. No, this is what we doing. Go Getter. We talk about Go Getter, the song with R. Kelly. He had Lil Will on the song, the same dude who was singing on Icy. Mm-hmm. Man, Shakir came in there and said, "Who is that?" Jesus like, "Yeah, that's Will. I think I'm gonna leave Will on that kill." And nigga Shakir said, "Nah, he's coming out of there." He said, "Nah, he's coming out of there." He said, "Nah, I want to leave him on there." He said, "Listen to me. I'm about to call Rob. I'm about to put Rob on this song, man." and Jesus look at him like, oh. He look,
I see that.
Okay, all right, cool. Boom. Handled that shit. Like Shakir Stewart, man, he taught me that shit, man. He gave it to me, man.
Yeah.
Shakir Stewart, man. And just jumping in the fire and just not even knowing that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, like when he would ask me what I thought, and I would tell him, I didn't realize at the end of the day, that's what an A&R does.
Yeah.
When it comes to an artist and their music and their beats and their brand. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Coming from the streets of MacTown.
Yes, sir.
To the A-Town.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel when you saw the bags coming in? Talk to me.
You know, I seen that, man. My buddy used to own a club down there in Macon. I seen him give him $500 in a bottle for a show. Then I seen the man come back and get $200,000 for a show. I was with him from $500 a bottle to $200,000 to being on tour, all kinds of shit, man. So
$200,000 for a damn show?
Just to get up there and talk that shit.
My God.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Going around the globe with all of that.
Seeing the bags.
Talk to me.
And touching the bags are two different things.
Break that down then.
You know
Break
what I
that
mean?
down then.
We seen it. We seen the money come in, you know, but you had to get your own money. You know what I mean? You had to get your own money. It was a dog eat dog. You had to get your own money. That's why we have the rat in the peaceful.
Exactly. No, I'm with you on that.
I can't just, I don't want to mislead you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Yeah.
So now, what advice do you got for the next Carbon 15 coming up in the game, man?
Man, ownership and contracts. Don't be afraid to talk about your business, and don't be afraid to have that piece of paper, that manila folder with you. You know what I mean? And you, boom, hey man, let's do this. That's all it's about nowadays, man. You got to respect the business. Yeah. If you want to grow and you want to, you know, be a creative and influencer, or, you know, you want to help these artists, you got an ear for this shit, but you're not a fucking rapper or a singer, you know, intellectual property, it's a real thing. So you got to just know how to move and shake out here. That's what I would tell. You know, make sure you know the business.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Make sure you talk about the business before you just go showing your best hand. You know what I mean? Because sometimes once you get in second gear, it's kind of hard to go back. You know what I mean? So that's what I would tell my younger self, or just anybody coming up wants to be a manager, or, you know, learn the music game, or already feel like they know the music game. Learn some more, you know, read a book.
What's the best piece of advice that you got, though?
And I got, don't put your heart in nothing. Don't put your heart in it. Just do business. That's the most I got from Shakir, from Coach, you know, just life lessons from Kinky B, my dog Kinky B. Like, at the end of the day, everybody just said, you know, if we would have took our feelings out at a different at this time, or if we would have never had our feelings in, and we just would have handled business, we would have never had to swallow that pill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you look at Coach now and you see what he done did over there with P, man, what goes through your mind?
You know, I did the deal with Coach, man.
What?
I did. Young Rich Nation, the Migos clothing line.
Yeah.
I put the whole deal together and structured it. It was in stores and everything.
My God.
That's how it is. Like, me and Coach, I called him out like, Coach, you know, that's another relationship from working. I was a brand ambassador for 8732.
Yeah.
You know, so I would send everything out, and I ended up being cool with the head designer and the head marketing guy. So we built our own relationship.
Yeah.
You know, after me and Bro moved on, we weren't working anymore. These guys like, hey, Carbon, anybody you know that wants to put want to push the brand together, come to us and let's put it together. Hey, Coach, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah.
I have some people that would like to talk to you.
Yeah.
All right, Carbon, let's put it together.
My
Then
God.
Coach got kind of busy. He introduced me to P. He linked me up with P.
Yeah.
So I'm beating P line up. Hey, P, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. So it ended up eventually coming to fruition. And it happened. Young Rich Nation, the brand, like, and it went big. They had a whole full apparel line, bro.
Yeah.
We put it together. We got the contract. Remember I told you contract first.
Exactly.
Everything got done right.
Yeah.
Everything went to the T. At the end, P told me straight out his mouth, he said, listen, man, you ain't got to worry about me. I'm going to come find you. Just to show us this thing. He called me one day. He was like, hey, check your account. And it was in there. You know what I mean? So, Coach is all right with me. P is all right with me. For real, for real.
Salute QC,
When
man.
it come to business, them boys handle their business. But yeah, back to your question, like, to see Coach where he at now,
Yeah.
Migos, Lil Yachty, Cardi B,
Come on.
the producers, even before that, just to see him go from Jeezy to Rocco to the other guy to it's just Coach powerful, man.
Yeah.
And to see him get his roses now, and for him to just, like, I just seen a picture of him the other day. He laid back on an old school BMW joint. I'm like, that's him. That's Coach, bro. He's in his element.
Come on.
Man, he's in his element, man. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy
Exactly.
for him in every way, shape, or form. I spoke to him, man. I spoke to him a couple days before the verses. I spoke to him, man.
Yeah.
Still a good guy, man. Coach a great guy, man.
Coach brought a lot of them artists through my show to help me grow my own damn show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when the Migos was coming out the bando, and Coach brought them boys in there, and I was talking to Coach, and he was like, B, I feel it again. I feel it again. I said, oh shit, what the hell? I said, what these boys about to do? He like, man, I'm loving this music again. I'm about to go back in. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that they was gonna be the biggest shit in hip hop.
I didn't know that was gonna be the biggest group. I didn't either. Like, right when we did the Young Rich Nation, right, the YRN deal, they were, you know, they was looming. They were looming. They were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then Offset went to jail.
Ooh.
Guess what? My people still did the deal because I'm telling them, like, they finna go. They finna go.
Yeah.
Listen, they finna go.
My God.
They finna go. So Offset goes to jail. They still do the deal, right?
Uh-huh.
Offset get out of jail. They come home. We do a whole new photo shoot. Then Offset drop Bad and Bougie. Boys ain't looked back since. They ain't looked back since.
It was a
They ain't looked back since, man. They ain't looked back since. Ever since Bad and Bougie, man, they whole shit just elevated. And then when what's the boy name? Childish Gambino, Donald Glover.
Yeah.
He said, man, I gotta shout out the Migos, man. He said that the Oscars are somewhere.
Yeah, I remember that.
But isn't Bad and Bougie the greatest song ever? He said it like that. It's over with. They a household name now.
Facts.
Household name now, man.
Lastly,
Coach
Carbon,
K, man.
is there anything that you want to get off your chest? And how can these folks contact you, man?
Oh, man. Do anything I want to get off my chest? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. I love life, man. I don't regret nothing. Nothing shocks me. You know what I mean?
I hate to jump back in here, but
Go
I
ahead,
got to
go
go there. When you hear the man talk about you in the song, man, what was that about? Because I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I thought everything was all love. What was your thoughts on that part?
It's funny. It's funny. I laughed it off because, like I said, like I was just about to say, nothing that guy does can ever shock me.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to him wanting to 2005 to 2008 was a feeling for him.
Yeah.
So, you know, he want to feel that again. You know what I mean? So just look at what he talked about in that song. Me, Coach, Kink, Gibbs, Big Meech, And I think he said something about, I don't know, but I know those 5 people, right?
Yeah.
Take those 5 people away. He on the island.
My God.
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, these were some powerful chess pieces on my board.
Yeah.
I didn't take care of those chess pieces.
Yeah.
Only thing I can do now is just point the finger. Instead of just saying, you know what? If you would have poured your heart out a different way and faced your demons, well, you know, everybody on demon time, but if you face them demons,
yeah,
man, you'll be blessed a whole different way. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it didn't bother me. It laughed. I laughed it off, man. Then 4 days later, Freddie Gibbs gets nominated for the best rap album.
That's crazy.
And you know when he finds out, Freddie Gibbs texts me and said, "Bro, I thank you." It's on my phone. I thank you, bro, for always believing in me.
My God.
Thank you for always believing in me, man. You know how many times that man told me thank you?
Yeah.
The other guy?
Oh.
I can't remember one time he told me thank you.
Man.
That boy said, man, thank you for always believing in me. I got to show it to you so you can see it for real, man. November 24th, what'd it say?
Thank you for believing in me, bro. Come on, man.
You hear what I'm saying?
My God.
Then read what I said after that. I want you to read it.
Got to be a wonderful feeling to be nominated for a Grammy, my brother. I want to go with you to the Grammys if possible. I need you to believe in me now and give me a shot I need, fool. Let's go.
Yeah, you talking about?
Come on.
I got to let him know, like, look, Gibbs, now it's time. We never spoke on our situation. You never spoke about how I hit you up and said, hey, come to Atlanta. We going to sign you, this, that, and the third. We never spoke about it. My story never been told.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I mean in that situation. And like me and Gibbs, we got a lot coming up in the future, you know.
Yeah.
Grammy Week coming up. Whether we go to LA or we celebrate from home, we going to be celebrating. You hear what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Like my man came a long way and he was already grinding before me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His team was intact. You know, they came, they wanted to do something with us because they saw something like, man, maybe it could be a Meek and Ross situation or you know what I'm saying? Or Jay and whatever situation. You feel what I'm saying? That's how they thought. So when it didn't work out, they just simply went back to doing what they knew how to do best.
Yeah.
And serve his crowd.
Thanks.
And now look at him, man. He flourishing, bro. He don't drop, to me, 3 stellar projects. He dropped Pinata, he dropped Bandana, and he just dropped Alfredo. All crazy projects, all of them crazy. With this one, Alfredo, this is what he got nominated. He got Ross on the joint, Benny the Butcher on there. He got crazy people on there, man. Gibbs doing his thing right now, man. And he just getting started.
Yeah.
He just getting started. He's not done.
Exactly.
He's not done. He still hasn't gave y'all his big national hit. But he got it, though. He got it. The world just slow.
My God. I'm with you on that.
Seriously, bro.
15. My dog, pound it for me. Appreciate you coming through this thing,
I got something
boy.
for you too, man.
Come on with it. What you got?
I got some of this rare individual stuff.
I need that.
I got you, man. I just want you to know I had to say that on air.
Hell
I had
yeah.
to say that in the interview. I got this stuff for you. You know.
Let me show it to these
now
folk,
we can
though.
wrap it up. Oh, no, that's the red.
Yeah, let me show it to them.
Yeah, man.
Nigga, well, y'all need to get ready because I'm going to have this on in the interview real soon. Thank you, my brethren.
Now yours going to be blue.
Okay.
I'm just showing you what we got going on, tops and the bottoms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the rare individual. It's the movement, man. I told you we finna really do it the right
Exactly.
way.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. This is what I bought for you right here. This one for you, bro.
Oh, no, that worked. That worked right there. That worked right there.
Just want you to just see, man. This the movement. ShopRareIndividual.com. We building the brand, man. Y'all want to get in the circle? Yeah, we do management and consulting too.
Yeah.
You want to get in the rare circle, but I'm telling you, I just don't get this out to anybody. You
Damn
be
right.
A rare individual.
Exactly.
You just don't get it. You know what I mean? You gotta be a rare individual to get in this world. You just not. We don't do nothing regular.
I'm here for it. Be High Radio Shouted. Carbon 15. Holla at y'all in a minute, man. We go.